Hello everybody, welcome back to Wolfeei. Today we have some interesting news coming from MCC. They're launching a TCG. Now, if you don't know what a TCG is, we'll get into it in a little bit. It's a trading card game, as it says right here on the screen. But MCC just announced, well, as of an hour ago, that this is happening, and it's actually really interesting. Not sure what to expect there, but it's a cool surprise. They're working together with Creo cards. Avondil gave a little bit of insight on the behind the scenes of this, so we'll get into that as well. I'm going to explain kind of what's up with that, and also a little bit of updates about MCC Twitch Rivals, because there's news coming soon, and this is related as well, because more details will come out about this at TwitchCon on this Saturday. So more reason to pay attention to the event, I guess. Anyways, before I get into it, I'm going to be live later today, probably at 2 p.m. Eastern-ish, maybe 2:30. So tune in if you want to watch me play Minecraft. I do this almost every single day, so please tune in. All right, thank you. Here's the website on Creo cards regarding the MCC TCG announcement. You can pre-order right now if you want. If I remember, I'll put the link in the description. If I don't remember, that's the link. I'm sorry if I forget. Anyways, yeah, you can like sign up for this to be notified immediately when it's available. I assume it'll be available after MCC Twitch Rivals, but we're not sure or at least we don't know 100% sure, but I assume that's going to be the case. And one thing that is interesting about this, I'll actually bring this forward, is Avondil gives them insight that Vintage Beef actually ended up helping out with this, getting the talks started at least. Beef is responsible for the Hermitcraft TCG as far as I could tell. So it's cool to see that Beef also helped MCC get in contact with the people at Creo Cards. And yeah, I think it's a very interesting approach. A lot of people helped out with them, even though I'll give some shout outs here. But very cool to see Beef also somewhat work with MCC, whether he'll ever play or not. Cool to see him somewhat involved. So yeah, anyways, I also wanted to learn a bit more about how things work, because I'm not much of a TCG player. I know a little bit about it because I used to have Pokemon cards. I used to collect them a little bit, and I've seen people play trading card games before, but for the most part, I am unaware. So I looked at the Hermitcraft wiki. Someone asked, what's a TCG card? And some people explained here, they're physical cards that you can buy, collect them, you can use them to play with others. They're for Vintage Beef's TCG game that he created. Obviously for MCC, this will be related to MCC, not for Beef's TCG Hermitcraft game. And then also, apparently, with Hermitcraft, this was something that was worked on for an entire season. So I'm curious to see how long this has been in the works for MCC. Either way, I'm sure you're curious, what would the cards look like? I don't know, but what we have as a reference is some of the actual existing cards currently. This is from the Hermitcraft TCG. This is Series 1. I'm pretty sure they're on Series 2 now, but I could be wrong. But this is just an example of some of the like standard cards. But you'll also see some creator-related cards. As you can see, a bunch of Hermit people here, like Etho and like B-Dubs, Doc, Cub, etc., etc. A bunch of Hermits. Obviously, pretty much the entire server, I assume, is on here. But also, some people that I didn't expect to be on here, but they are on here, like some speedrunners, like Curry or Fine. Also, some non-Minecraft speedrunners like Linkus or like CJ, Easy Speezy. Liam, I'm also familiar with. So you see a bunch of people that you may have seen before, also with cool cards. And I don't know how these play into any like TCG games. I don't know if there's any correlation between this and like the Hermitcraft TCG. I assume this is mostly a collector's pack, although this seems to all be part of the speedrunner pack, so maybe this can all work together. I'm not sure. But there's a bunch of people in here. You usually see some Feinberg cards, obviously. Where you know, they all look very cool, very nice. I like them, and yeah, that's kind of how the cards that we already know of work. Obviously, the MCC one will probably work slightly differently, but it'll probably be a bit more akin to this, if I had to guess. But I could be completely wrong, and I'm sure that there's people in the Hermit audience that watch this that know way more about this than I do, or maybe just TCG players that know way more about this than I do. But I'm excited to see how this will play out. I think this is a very interesting move, like a positively interesting move. from MCC and from Noxcrew to go in this direction, because I do think for the most part people who would watch MCC may already be part of an audience like this as well, maybe a bit more involved, maybe already aware, or maybe this will just get some people involved with trading card games in general. Maybe people aren't currently involved and maybe they will get involved long term. Anyways, that's it for this announcement. Now we have some other info to pay attention to, which is Twitch Rivals related. Tomorrow on Wednesday, because today is Tuesday, the games will get announced for MCC Twitch Rivals. And we already know the two sets of games that were in previously, which is this was the NA one from last year, and this is the EU one from this year. The only similarity here is that Rocket Spleef and Ace Race were in both of these rosters, but for the rest it was entirely flipped on its head. It also appears that there is usually a team game, an attempt to have a team game in. Railroad Rush here, Grid Runners last time. At TwitchCon NA, they had 2 PvP games in To Get to Your Side. At TwitchCon EU, they had SG as a PvP game, but then Hole in the Wall and an IRL game. I'm curious to see what they'll cook up this time around. I don't really know the context behind, this Twitch Rivals, whether it was something they had in the works for a while, if they have any plans for it that they already had cooking up in the background. However, I'm gonna say that maybe there won't be an IRL game this time, is my prediction. I hope there is, because I think it's really fun and unique, but I could totally see them not do it. And also, I hope that either Rocket Spleef or Ace Race isn't in this roster, but I could also totally see why they would put them in the roster, because they are very good games to include in an event like this that has casting and is live streamed, etc., etc., etc. So we'll have to wait and see as to what gets included here. Also, something that is important to note is that they typically have at least one themed map around the location of the event. Last time, they had the Vegas Strip, I think. I could be wrong, as a To Get to Your Side map. And then also Area 51, or Area, whatever they called it, I think is also the inspiration behind this map over here. And then for EU this year, they had the Hole in the Wall map was based on Rotterdam. For the rest, everything was, I think, just a regular MCC map. Obviously, Build More IRL technically is also based on the IRL location, because we literally played it in person, but debatable. Anyways, I'm curious to see what we'll get. I think probably something, for the most part, consisting of the games that were already in here. I don't think many of the other games would make an appearance, but maybe they will. I guess we can only have to wait and see for tomorrow. It could be a fun surprise. Maybe there's a remix of one of the games that has not yet appeared in the rosters here, because there's plenty of games that are yet to occur. I think the main one that people have been asking for is Parkour Tag. I don't know if they would put Parkour Tag in. I guess an IRL Parkour Tag could be interesting, but the issue with it is that it would take very, very long, because it's a round-robin game, so I don't know if that'll happen. Anyways, before I end off, one little mini shout-out, I guess. Feinberg just posted his MCC video, like a highlights video of his MCC, his first and only MCC he's played so far, leading up to the appearance that he'll make at TwitchCon this weekend with an absolutely fantastic team of him, Scar, Pearl, and Tango. So go give this a watch. I'm sure most of you already know of Feinberg or watch Feinberg, so just give this some attention. He literally just posted this today, so definitely worth tuning in for. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Go watch my stream, and see you all later. Goodbye.